I'm Joe Reed, and this is Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. Leslie Fine is with me. She's with me for the week, and we're listening to audiobooks that have stuck in her ear. Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Okay, what do you have for us today?
Well, today we have a little bit of nonfiction, kind of substantial nonfiction. This is The Life of Charlotte Brontë by Elizabeth Gaskell.
Okay, this is the 19th century author, Elizabeth Gaskell, correct?
Yes, yes, it is. And it's read by Lucy Scott, Penelope Rawlins, Georgina Sutton, Sarah Lambie, David Timson, and Nigel Pilkington.
Okay, so how is the narration divvied up amongst all these people?
I thought this was such a great use of the audio format. So, as the title suggests, this is a biography of Charlotte Brontë, who, was amazing in and of herself. It spares no detail when it comes to her life, her times. It's incredible. The amount of detail is almost, you know, overwhelming, there's so much. But what they did with all of these narrators was so smart. We have these primary sources, right? We have all of these writings from various individuals, and these narrators, so we'll have Lucy Scott reading the central
Narrative?
yeah, it is the central narrative. And then when we break away to maybe the letters of Charlotte Brontë herself or someone else's commentary on something, we change performers.
Oh,
It's really helpful, when you're listening to such an ambitious a collection of information. It's so nice to have these other voices just distinguish among all of the various primary sources that we have.
and Lucy Scott is a great narrator. She
Oh,
narrated
yeah.
Middlemarch. So she really has a sense of 19th century writing because we read and write very differently today than people did in the 19th century. Those sentences can go on for a paragraph.
Yes, the phrasing is so important.
When you're listening, it's so important to have a narrator who can make it lucid.
Yes, absolutely, and just the way you emphasize a certain word or how a certain phrase gets tucked into a sentence. She just does a really good job, and she has a beautiful voice.
Yeah, she does. I'm a great fan of hers, and David Timpson as well, who's narrated all of Charles Dickens. Go
Oh,
David.
so good.
So this was written right after Charlotte Brontë died, so it's pretty contemporaneous with her life. It came out 2 years after her death, so Elizabeth Gaskell had contact with Charlotte's family and, as you say, letters, etcetera, etcetera, etcetera.
Yes, according to what I read about it, she knew Charlotte Brontë and really wanted to, honor her as a friend or someone that she knew as in real life, and she really wanted to tell the complete story.
So are we going to hear a little? Do you have to set this up for us?
It's a tidbit about Charlotte's education, as a young woman, and it shows how well the supporting cast can add that life to the performance, can definitely appeal to the listener's ear.
So we'll be listening to Lucy Scott, and who's the other readers who might come in?
Penelope Rawlins.
Okay. And this is The Life of Charlotte Brontë by Elizabeth Gaskell.
On the 29th of July, 1835, Charlotte, now little more than 19 years old, went as teacher to Miss Wooler's. Emily accompanied her as a pupil, but she became literally ill from homesickness and could not settle to anything, and after passing only 3 months at Roe Head, returned to the parsonage and the beloved moors. Miss Brontë gives the following reasons as those which prevented Emily's remaining at school and caused the substitution of her younger sister in her place at Miss Wooler's.
My sister Emily loved the moors. Flowers brighter than the rose bloomed in the blackest of the heath for her. Out of a sullen hollow in a livid hillside, her mind could make an Eden. She found in the bleak solitude many and dear delights, and not the least and best loved was liberty. Liberty was the breath of Emily's nostrils. Without it, she perished.
Okay, first, I have true love for Lucy Scott. I really, really do. I'm a big fan. But second, it's smart the way they did this. It is so smart.
I agree.
How long is this book?
It is really long. I wanna say 23 hours. It's a lot. I think that the narrators are used so well in this.
And that is The Life of Charlotte Brontë. It's by Elizabeth Gaskell, read by Lucy Scott, Penelope Rawlins, Georgina Sutton, Sarah Lambie, David Timpson, and Nigel Pilkington. Leslie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe.
If you like Behind the Mic, leave us a rating. And don't forget to follow us on the platform of your choice. I'm Joe Reed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.